of the inning once again is a strikeout swinging.
Perfect pitch there from Singer, living low in the zone, and a good strikeout pitch there to get him back on track after he labored too long in the first.
Always risky to throw a pitch in the dirt with a full count, but it paid off for Singer. Same pitch there. Former pitcher and catcher in the Red Sox system. Played about 3 years with them there. As that misses outside, ball one. So 1-1 count to Fisher. Singer working quickly, deals, and that takes the rug out from under Devin Fisher. Fourth batter he is hit with a pitch. And looks like we're getting some deja vu all over again. Pollock, the second batter in that first inning, was plunked. This time it hits the front foot of Devin Fisher, and he will walk over to first base.
For the jail, right fielder, number 18.
So far, he's really struggling to find the zone. Obviously, he's now plunked another batter here. Give it 4 on the morning so far. He's just really struggled to find the zone and find any consistency with the feel for the fastball.
And the first pitch just catches the outside corner as the lineup resets. It's Tyler Bonsky at the dish. He was the first strikeout victim of Mitchell Singer back in that first. And it is a 1-1 count to Bonsky. So Bonsky at 7 for 23 on the year. 2 runs batted in, 3 scored. And a 1-1 count. Singer deals outside. Nice snag by Davis, 2-1. And just continuing the solid fielding by catchers that we've seen all season long. Carter Davis certainly no exception with the quick reflexes to make that grab there as the curveball just misses low on Bonsky, and now the count is 3-1. So Singer definitely works better when he gets ahead of the hitters as he's fallen behind his third batter of the inning, or second batter of the inning. As that one is hit on the ground, a sliding play by the shortstop, Israel, firing the first, and he gets him just in time. Nick Israel flashing the leather from shortstop to get the second out.
Solid play there from Israel, and that's what it's going to take today. You need a good effort on the mound, obviously, but you need a clean defense today. Obviously, the Chill fighting for that 3 spot, and the Grizzly saying not so fast with a good defense there from Nick Israel moving to his left. A solid play from the shortstop.
The runner does advance as Devin Fisher now sits on third base as a breaking ball catches the outside corner against A.J. Pollock. Count 0-1 to him. But 2 away on the inning now. Pollock was hit by a pitch back in the first. And that one misses outside, evening up the count at 1-1. Pollock had a hot start to the season, going 2 for 5 in his first game, but since then his fielding has been what has kept him firmly planted in the Chill lineup. He's 6 for 34 on the season with 12 strikeouts, 2 RBIs, has walked 8 times though, 8 runs scored, and one of those hits has been a double. 2-1 count to Pollock. He deals, hit on the ground weakly over to third base, and it looked like that was fouled. May have hit off of Pollock as it went behind the plate before it rolled in front of it, so that squares up the count at 2-2.
Looked like it barely hit Pollock in the back of the foot. He kind of shook it off a little bit. Pollock, another threat to be hit by a pitch. I believe he might lead the league in that category. I know he's been hit at least 6 times in the Winter League.
2-2. Hit on a line in the gap out into right center field, and that's going to go for extra bases. Walking home is Devin Fisher. Speeding around second base is Pollock as the throw comes in from the track by Christian Busby. The cutoff man does not get it in time. And a 2-out triple scores another run. First extra base hit of the ballgame makes it 4-1 Chill.
And you know, Pollock will take that any day over being hit by a pitch. Earns his way on there, shoots it into the right center field gap. Keeps the barrel behind the baseball and shows off some power the other way there as that ball was laced on a line, and it's off to the races here with all that room in the outfield.
And we've seen him hit the ball harder, but that was just hit to the perfect spot in the field, rolling all the way to the warning track as Porter takes strike 1, a fastball in the inside corner. So runs scored in every inning now. As Porter takes a look at strike 2 now. Porter also hit by a pitch back in the first. The leading hitter in terms of batting average for the Chill, hitting .382 on the year with a home run and 13 RBI. Also, 4 other extra base hits with 3 doubles and a triple. Ball 1 misses outside of Porter. Count 1-2 now. 2 away. Sanger deals. Just tapped foul by Porter. Just skimmed off the end of his bat there. Count stays at 2-2. Porter a good defensive swing on the breaking ball, and that's what's so dangerous about Sanger's stuff. The break is just so wide-ranging that it looks like it's going to be in the strike zone for such a long time until it isn't. 1-2 again from Sanger. From the stretch, kicks and fires. Inside, just missing to Porter. Count evens up at 2-2.
Sanger really thought he had strike 3 there. If you're Mitchell Sanger at this point, the damage is already done. So just try to reset, work pitch for pitch, and focus on every pitch at hand.
2-2 pitch is sliced high in the air out to shallow left field. Ranging back to get it is the shortstop, Israel, who makes the one-handed grab and off the inning. But the Chill get the run back, scoring 1 in the second inning. 1 hit, 1 left. And at the end of 1.5, it's 4-1 Palms Bandits. No. Coming home for the Chill, Carter Davis will lead off the bottom half of this second inning. Davis played a DH in the last game for the Grizzly and was perfect from the plate. 1 for 1 in the 11-6 win against the A's just yesterday. And 1 at bat, played a little catcher as well as McCoy pumps in the first pitch of the inning. Breaking ball just catching the outside corner for a strike. A little wide from up here, but umpires always have a better vantage point than us in the booth. 0-1 count to Davis. Another breaking ball from McCoy this time, no doubt about that one. Right over the heart of the plate. Davis leaving the bat on his shoulder. Having a solid season, despite having the 5th fewest plate appearances of any Grizzly player. 7 for 19 with 3 doubles and 6 RBI. Fastball outside corner, just missing. Count 1-2. Davis primarily catcher, has DH'd a couple of times, but mostly the backstop for the Grizzly. 1-2 pitch. Sliced in the air, in the gap, out to right center field, and Davis is on with the leadoff single. So the leadoff batters have done the exact same thing in both innings. Strikeouts are the first 2 hitters for the Chill, and singles the first 2 leadoff hitters for the Grizzly.
Good way to start out here from Carter Davis. He sees the fastball in on the hands. He's trying to pull those hands in as quickly as possible. Not always the easiest task when 91 is coming at you. At least that's what it looks like McCoy is sitting around, right? Those upper 80s, low 90s, and just muscles it enough out into right center field.
Brandon Yeva can't catch up to the heater. He swings at strike 1. 0-1 to count to him. Yeva just 1 hit in 18 at-bats. Did drive in a run, though, on the season. And Yeva checks his swing, but it is called strike 2 anyway. They may have went around. Didn't really really see if he broke the wrist there. He's quickly behind the count 0-2. Davis has decent speed for a catcher, but takes a short lead off of first. McCoy looks him back. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 strikes, and 1 out. Nieva can't handle McCoy's stuff to get the first down of the inning.
McCoy got a little bit of help on the strike 2 call that looked like it was off the plate, but he got the favorable call, and then he gets Nieva swinging silly there on the breaking stuff. Lots of good side-to-side movement on that slider here from McCoy.
So 1 away, still a runner on for the number 9 hitter in Anthony Mcdougall. That one misses outside to him, 1-0. Mcdougall came in as a primary outfielder, but been playing a lot of third base for the Grizzly here. Really third base or the corner outfielders for him. He is back in right field today after a couple straight games at third base. McDougall may have tipped that one, but it's a strike anyway as he was swinging. Count is 1-1. Tied for the most at-bats with 3 other Grizzly. McDougall, 31 at-bats, just 3 hits as he looks at strike 2 on the slider. Going outside in, a dangerous pitch to a right-handed batter from the left-handed throwing McCoy. But McDougall doesn't offer. 1-2. Inside, great block by Devin Fisher. He might be, it's hard to tell really who the best defensive catcher is, but Devin Fisher has made so many great plays, stopping balls from getting to the backstop with his chest protector, as he does so again there. 2-2 from McCoy. Outside, count runs full, 3-2.
Yeah, he does a great job. Casey Combs does a really good job for the power. Felix Averett. Omar Ortiz-Vasquez, who had to catch in both games yesterday, he also does a good job of chesting up and keeping balls in front. We've seen a lot of these catchers do a good job of that all winter long.
Payoff pitch, wave and a whiff, strike 3. Corby McCoy gets McDougall to swing on the breaking ball on the outside corner. 2 straight punch-outs, 3 on the game for McCoy, and the order resets.
Just takes a little bit of a confidence booster. You see that strikeout swinging on Nieva, and then you're like, okay, I've got this. And he's bared down a little bit. Looks like he's finding the strike zone a little bit easier this go-around compared to the first.
So 2 away now for the leadoff hitter in Christian Busby, and another great block by Devin Fisher behind the plate as a breaking ball just drops into the dirt from McCoy. Count 1-0. Busby singled and scored back in the first. As he swings at a 1-0 pitch, ground on a couple of hops is short. He almost eats up Ojeda, but a nice play to field it and toss it to Xiaopin Ho at second base for the out. So the leadoff runner gets on base, but no one after that. Almost a 1-2-3 inning from Corby McCoy, and that ends off the second. It's 4-1 Palm Springs Chill. The home team Grizzly, and Mitchell Sanger will try to match another big lefty starter in Carter McCoy and hold the Chill scoreless for the first time. First pitch bounces away from Carter Davis for ball one. Gavin Jones at the dish. He was hit by a pitch and scored on a wild pitch back in the first inning. Sanger has calmed down considerably since then. Did hit a batter in the last inning and allow a triple. But you can tell that his stuff is finding a plate a lot more, getting a bit more comfortable on that mound. 1-0 to Jones. Foul tip off his bat. May have hit it off of his leg as Jones taking a walk around the batter's box. 1-1 the count to him. Jones, one of the more recent signees, did spend a couple of years with the A's in their minor league system back in 2019. And now be rejoining Stan Clyburn with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs of the Atlantic League, one of the highest profile signings in terms of independent league in the Cal Winter League this season, and it's pretty easy to see why. Another pitch bouncing on the plate, so two pitches that would have been wild if they were runners on base. This is the first batter of the inning. Instead, it's just a 3-1 count to Gavin Jones.
Yeah, he's been a real solid player. Really, this Chill lineup has been solid top to bottom, 1 through 9, but it's just been overshadowed by the struggles that they've gotten from their starting pitching.
And really, three guys, including Jones, who is going to take a walk after a fastball runs inside. So a leadoff walk for Palm Springs. First time they put a leadoff hitter on. And Jones has been one of the three mainstays in this Chill starting lineup. You haven't seen him come out that much. And it's the 2-3-4 duo that really remains unchanged for Clyburn as that pitch runs inside on Swanjit Pang. Jones to second on the fourth wild pitch of the game by Mitchell Sanger, and it's a 1-0 count to Pang. So it's Jones, it's A.J. Pollock in center, and Blake Porter, who played primarily in left. And it looks like that ball actually hit Pang. So we'll take the wild pitch away from Sanger, and it is 2-1 with nobody out.
Second baseman, number 13.
A little wild in Sanger. That'll bring up Xiao Pin Ho, a former member of the Marlins system, as another wild pitch. So there's wild pitch number 4 is Davis running down the first base line to make that grab. Sanger covering home plate to Holmes on third. So it's Pang on second, Jones on third, and still nobody out.
I wouldn't say it's full panic mode, but it's starting to enter panic mode if you're Mitchell Sanger and the Grizzly. Really strong here as he's hit another batter and walked another batter. So for the game now, he's already hit 5 guys, and that's way too many for just 2 innings of work so far, and also the 2 walks to go along with it.
The 1-0 to Xiao Pin Ho misses outside, count 2-0. And it could be just the constant pitching. I mean, these guys do not get the normal amount of rest. As another wild pitch, Jones is going to sprint on home. Davis unable to get it in time. Jones stands up through home plate, touching the bag for run number 5. And it is 5 count up to 3-0 on Xiao Pin Ho.
Yeah, and now they're going to go talk to him, see what's going on or if he can continue. Sanger talking with both Davis and now Tommy and Cavilla as they try to sort through the problems here. They are down by 4 runs now, that is, the Grizzly, and they're trying to keep it right there, but the chill just not going away. And again, with a good lineup top to bottom, they're trying to add on as many as possible and give McCoy a little bit of a relief on the mound, the starter for the chill, that is.
And Jackson Decker has headed out to he's just throwing to go into games either as the starter or as the closer. Really the tone setter or the game ender. As Thomas Incaviglia, I think that's actually Cam Roth who is talking with Mitchell Sanger on the mound.
I believe you're right. Cam Roth, our pitching coordinator out here, he's been working with all these guys. We've talked to a couple of the different guys that Cam has helped them make adjustments, so we'll see if he has offered any quick advice or quick solutions for Mitchell Sanger to make a couple of quick tweaks hopefully to find the strike zone again.
And definitely heard a lot of great things about Cam Roth just from speaking to him. He's really a good guy. Seems like he knows his way around the pitcher's mound, and one of the better pitchers here in Joseph Scambaluri, as there's ball 4 to Xiaopin Ho. Scambaluri said so many good things about Roth that he signed with him. He's had an upgrade Erie for the season.
Yeah, we know that he's been a big help for all these pitchers. Cam is a very personal guy, very fun guy to be around. He always is cracking jokes, whether it's with us or with the other interns around here. Obviously, he loves the game and loves pitching. And he's helped out a lot of these guys along the way. We'll see what advice he gave to Sanger and see if that helps Sanger get back on track to get out of this inning.
So it didn't work on the Xiaopin Ho at bat. He's on first with another walk, but first pitch swing to Ojeda. Second one almost in the dirt. A nice snag behind the plate by Carter Davis. Count 1-1 to Kazuya Ojeda, who walked back in the first inning before it rolled over. 1-1 pitch. Just high, but I guess not. They're going to call that strike 2. Looked like it was well above the letters of Ojeda, but the count is 1-2 now. Sanger deals. High and outside. This one is called for ball 2, squaring up the count at 2-2. Ojeda, 1 hit every 3 at bats. 6 for 18. 1 walk, 8 runs batted in, 5 of them coming in 1 game. And there is a strikeout for him. The 4th time he has gone down by the way of a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Mitchell Sanger.
Number 21.
It's hard not to go back to that first inning when the line drive off of Swanji Pang. That Sanger probably could have gotten out of that inning clean. That whole butterfly effect, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and kind of look back to that. That could be the pinpoint turning point in this game, and it happened just 5 batters in.
And it's a big lead for the Chill, partly due to that. They've scored at least 1 in every inning, 3 in the first, 1 in each of the last 2 frames, as it's a 1-1 count now to the DH, Vince Garcia. Vince Garcia, the first of 3 strikeouts to Sanger, as that one goes wild again, and another run will score on a wild pitch. So Pang touches home just before the ball is even thrown back to Mitchell Sanger. 5 wild pitches. They have scored half of the runs that the Chill have on the game, and they have 2 in the inning, 6-1 on the contest.
Yeah, so he's just going to try to get out of this frame. It looks like his day is going to be done. Just trying to get out of this, and they're probably nearing a rollover inning as well. So which one of those they can get to first will be the way that Mitchell Sanger's day will probably be over.
And a lot of times they like the pitchers to get the last out of a rollover inning, try and give it that inning-ending feel. And Sanger's 1 strike away from that as he gets Garcia to fish. The 2-2. Going inside, count runs full, 3-2. Same count he had on Vince Garcia back in that second inning after the first one rolled over. And on that one, Garcia struck out swinging. Payoff pitch coming from Sanger. Kicks and deals, wave and a whiff, strike 3. Vince Garcia is sent packing. 2 straight punch-outs for Mitchell Sanger. And they're 2 away here in the 3rd, and they're going to roll this one over. The ball dropped by Sanger. 2 runs come home for the Palm Springs Chill without any hits being allowed. 1 runner is left on base, and at the end of 2.5, 6-1 Palm Springs. already flashed some leather over at shortstop. Will lead off the bottom half of the third inning. A 5-run deficit for the Chill, who have scored 1, 2, and 3 runs, not in that order. As Corbin McCoy's first pitch, a breaking ball, misses outside, count 1-0. So it is Takuro Fujisawa going in the bullpen for the Grizzly. Expected games that we've had from him so far this season. The 2-1. Line sharply in the air, carrying back into deep center field. A couple steps in front of the track. I.J. Pollock is there to make the grab. Count is 1 out in the inning now.
Yeah, McCoy, for his starts on the year, he's kind of split up in between. He'll go kind of shaky and not such a good start to a great start. His first start, he allowed 3 earned runs, then 1 the next time, 8 earned runs, then 1 the next time, 5 earned runs, and now we're seeing what he can do today. So he's kind of broken it up every other game, and he's kind of on track right now to show one of his better ones today.
First pitch to Sean Lawler is fouled, and that might have hit him. He looks in a little bit of discomfort at the plate. Just coming back from an arm injury yesterday.
Yeah, and we're happy to see that he's okay with that. We thought that it could have been something real serious the way that he came off the mound. Obviously, he's not accustomed to really pitching very much, at least as an everyday player. So he had some arm discomfort, and we were kind of scared about it, but it's a good thing to see him back in the lineup, and it looks like he is healthy and ready to go.
So Lawler gonna come back to the dish. 0-1 the count to him. That fastball whizzes over his head. Count 1-1. There's that zip on the heat from Corbin McCoy, but just ran it a little too high and tight. Can't even call that one chin music. It's like one of those propeller hats. The 1-1. Drilled on a line out to right field, but right to Tyler Bonsky as he takes 2 steps back and makes the grab with one hand for the second out. Looked really good off the bat, but just right at the right fielder.
Yeah, it looked like he just didn't get his hands fully extended out. He kind of caught, the contact point was a little bit in on the hands, or maybe not in on the hands, but he just didn't get them fully out in front to get the barrel all the way out, and just missed it there. Had he gotten the hands out, that's probably sailing over the wall.
And that will bring up D.C. Russ. Flew out to center in his first plate appearance as the fastball misses high from McCoy. Count 1-0. Russ, another guy who has been called on to pitch quite a lot. He's either been out in left field or been on the mound for the Grizzly. Been one of their better relievers, though. As McCoy deals the 1-0 pitch, foul tipped into the mitt of Fisher for strike 1. Russ barely got a piece of that, as it looks like Fujisawa is finished warming up. So he might be ready to come out after the Chill make this next out. McCoy, the 1-1. Inside, bouncing on the plate, count 2-1. Still looking for what would be our first 1-2-3 inning. And McCoy is 1 out away from doing just that. Now he's been hit around a little bit, but when his stuff is on, he is unhittable. Hit high in the air into the right center field gap. Sprinting toward it is Pollock. He makes a one-handed grab. And there it is, a 1-2-3 inning. Perfectly clean for McCoy and the Chill. They are cruising through 3, up 6-1. suspected, Takuro Fujisawa making his 13th relief appearance for the Grizzly, leading off the 4th inning, and that first pitch way behind Devin Fisher. In my book, so it's Devin Fisher who takes ball one. Excuse me, as the day is done for Mitchell Singer. In line for the loss is another inside fastball. There's some chin music on Fisher, down 2-0. As Singer's day is done, technically went just 2 1/3 innings as the first and third were rolled over. 2 hits, 6 runs, all 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 5 batters though hit by a pitch. As there's the first strike from Fujisawa, getting Fisher to swing at the 2-0 fastball. 2-1 the count to him. And Fujisawa 3-4 on the season, but an ERA of 11.83. The 2-1 pitch. Popped high in the air in shallow center field. Israel calling everybody off. Hat flies off, and the catch is made with one hand for the first down. Israel just getting better and better at fielding the shortstop position every day.
Yeah, he's looked real clean there. We saw the real good play. That was, I believe that was back there in the second where he ranged to his left. A nice sliding grab from him. We've seen some real good shortstop play from everybody here as of late. Some good third base play as well from a couple of the different teams.
There's a lot of talent here in the California Winter League for sure. Shortstop, catchers, we've talked a lot about. And Israel emerging as one of the better shortstop fielders as Bonsky fouls that one behind the plate, count 0-1.
Yeah, we've seen some good plays from Gavin Johns over there. Also seen some good plays over at second base. We've seen some good baseball on the infield overall.
0-1 pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat into the netting. Count down 0-2 to Bonsky, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fujisawa way out ahead of him. Singer put 3 balls over the plate to Bonsky in each of his first 2 at-bats. Here in an 0-2 hole. The slow leg kick from off the end of the bat and bouncing foul. Count remains 0-2.
What we found interesting, Josh, is really most of the errors on the infield, they've come from throwing errors, which you normally don't see. It's usually the other way around, but a lot of these guys pretty sure-handed as far as getting the errors on the infield really have been from errant throws.
Yeah, not a lot of guys just flat out missing plays in the field. It's been, as you said, just missing on the throw, which is really the first thing that needs tightening up when it comes to these guys getting back into it. Hit on the ground, high hop to Israel, fires to first, and Bonsky using the wheels for an infield base hit.
Yeah, just motoring down the line there, and Nick Israel didn't really have an option. He had to field it on that big hop because he definitely did not have enough time to charge all the way in on the first one, so he had to kind of wait back. Got the ball out of his glove really quickly, but Bonsky just quicker than Israel in getting down the line.
So a 1-out base hit, just the 3rd of the game for the Chill, despite their 5-run lead. Bonsky immediately taken off to second base, and Davis knew he didn't have a chance. Great jump from Tyler Bonsky, and he gets the stolen base. So a runner in scoring position with 1 out for the Palm Springs Chill, as Bonsky gets surprisingly his first stolen base of the season. So the 1-0 pitch from Fujisawa. This is inside, count up to 2-0. And Bonsky now 1 for 2 in stolen bases. Definitely a speed guy. Really one of the guys who came on late in the season. Whereas A.J. Pollock has been a known name for the whole year. I think we're going to call that a passed ball on Carter Davis, as he had his glove on that for a second. So that sends...
Or his second time around, with that triple into right field.
Reached base twice, scored once, and driven in 1 run. As there's the first strike of the at-bat. A little get-me-over fastball from Fujisawa makes the count 3-1. So for the first time, we're seeing action in the Chill bullpen. It's Hakuto Kanai, the Japanese submariner, warming up for the Chill. 3-1. Hit on the ground, right down the first base line into the outfield for a base hit. Just a dribbling double from Pollock, and he might try and head for third base. Bonsky is in at home to make it 7-1, and unnecessarily sliding into third is A.J. Pollock. So 2 straight triples in a row, hit very differently, but the same result. An RBI triple for Pollock, and now it's 7-1, Chill.
And that ball just going over the first base bag, and Pollock knows as soon as it goes over the bag, he knows I for sure have a stand-up double here. And then as he sees the right fielder over there taking a little bit of time, that was Anthony Mcdougall getting to that ball with all that ground over there. He's motoring all the way into third. A good job by A.J. Pollock being his best base coach and motoring all the way around on the back-to-back triples in his last 2 plate appearances.
So that looks pretty good on the box score for him. Second inning, RBI triple. Fourth inning, RBI triple. Solid game for Pollock, who's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And now it's a 1-0 count to Blake Porter on third base. Porter nubs that foul. Count evens up at 1-1. Porter, another guy who has been a mainstay in this Chill lineup. We talk a lot about the middle of the British Columbia Bombers order with a lot of power there, but it's usually around the same for the Chill, the way Stan Clyburn makes his lineup up. He likes to line up A.J. Pollock, Porter, and Gavin Jones, as that one misses way high, and a nice snag from Carter Davis makes the count 2-1.
For whatever reason, I don't know if it's just me, Josh, but for whatever reason, I feel like Porter and Jones have been the quietest 3-4 hitters in this California Winter League. And then you look at their numbers and you're like, holy macaroni, like they're by far and large the best hitters on this team, but they've done it quietly.
Porter thinks about going around. It's called strike 2 anyway. That looked like a high fastball from Fujisawa, but that squares up the count at 2-2. And you're absolutely right, Mitch. 16 hits and 43 at-bats for Gavin Jones. Porter 13 for 34 with 13 runs scored. Has a home run, an extra base in each category with 3 doubles and a triple for him. And now the count running full as he's looking for walk number 4 on the year. So a full count. Pollock taking a short lead off the third. Payoff pitch, dribbled foul, fielded on a pair of bounces by really everyone in the Chill dugout. We'll do it again though, count still full. Waiting for pitch number 7 in the at-bat from Takuro Fujisawa.
And Porter as well with 3 sacrifice flies on the year. He's in a good spot again here to notch another one of those.
Payoff pitch again. Inside ball 4, and that gets away from Carter Davis. Walking home is A.J. Pollock. And on to first base with a walk is Blake Porter. A second run home here in the top half of the 4th inning. It's 8-1 Chill, and that is the 4th run that is scored from a wild pitch.
Yeah, and this is going to be a tough game to swallow if you're the Grizzly. I mean, they're pretty much just handing this game on a platter to the Chill. Between Singer now and Fujisawa, they've issued 4 walks, and they've hit way too many batters, I believe 5 total in that category. So 9 free passes, that is all way too many in one game, and let alone for just 4 innings.
And without the wild pitches, it would be 4-1 as that one almost hits Jones. He turns away from it. Count is 1-0. Some chin music again from Fujisawa. And I'm not going to try and backtrack to get all the hit batters away. Excuse me. I'm not going to try and backtrack to see how much the batters hit would have changed the game, as Jones barely connects with that one, fouls it away. Count 1-1. But 4 runs scored on wild pitches, a 4-1 game and an 8-1 game. At about the halfway point, looked very different for the Grizzly. So 1-1 the count. Runs all across the board with 1 away and 1 on the base. Here's a double play potential ball, mishandled by Israel. He can't get the out at second base and throws it wide of the bag. So there is going to be an error on Nick Israel, and that's going to send runners into scoring position with 1 away.
And that's actually going to be 2 errors. 1?
You can't assume an error on a double play. So
you're right.
It is just 1 error coming on Nick Israel.
Correct.
Now heading for the Chill.
Caught me there, Josh. You caught me napping.
Representing
I do what I
number
can.
one,
Got to keep the errors fair for the guys. This is just the first error of the game, though. And guys in the field it's been one of the better fielded games, but the wild pitches certainly haven't helped. And now two runners in scoring position, and one of them's coming home. Wild pitch. I think that's wild pitch number 6 of the game. 5th one that has led to a run. 9-1 the score now as Blake Porter walks home.
They're real tough to watch this one. You don't want to see all these runs basically scoring for free. Would have liked to have seen both of these teams really earn it, but the Chill at this point, this game might be too far out of reach in the top of the 4th. We don't even have 2 outs either, still just 1 away.
9-1 the score. The Chill pouring it on, taking advantage of the pitching miscues as that did produce one of the better fielding plays, though. A line drive that was instantly caught by Mitchell Sanger. A swing and a miss right there, count 1-2. And Pangagai, another guy on the Chill team who's really snuck up on everyone. Not expecting the power from him, but he's hitting .357 with a home run, a triple, 3 doubles, and 4 RBIs. 1-2. Wave and a miss, strike 3, and that's still going to bring a runner home on the drop third strike. So drop third strike, another wild pitch for Fujisawa. The score runs up to 10-1. And the inning will roll over. So 4 runs home, 3 of them coming on wild pitches. And we are at the halfway point of this game, 10-1, a blowout for the Palm Springs Chill.
Goal,
Bullpen is activated for the Palm Springs Chill. Hakuto Kanai, the submariner, coming to the mound and spelling Corey McCoy. McCoy really hasn't gone too much longer than 3 innings in most of his outings, but this one might be his best of the season at a clutch time. Hakuto Kanai sends the submarine delivery into Cole Rankin, who grounds it right to the shortstop. O'Hara fields on a hop, fires it over to first base, and gets the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Kanai as the book closes on Corbin McCoy. In line for the victory today. 4 hits, 1 run allowed on Hills. Did not walk about though in 3 strikeouts. So pretty good start from Corby McCoy. never want to allow a run, but that was just 3 hits in the first inning. After that, just 1 base runner on that single from Carter Davis to lead off the second. And he retired every batter after that Davis hit. So a solid finish to the game from McCoy. I think he maybe would have been able to go another game, but Stan Blackman trying to limit the usage of his arms as we approach the playoffs.
Yeah, he just had a little bit of a scare in the first, allowing the 1 run, but that second and third inning, pretty clean from McCoy. Following suit of pretty much every other game, he's had a shaky start, then a really good. So we see a really good one today, and that's something that
And another thing they can build around is Hakuto Kanai right here, a guy who has improved seemingly every relief outing. Had some time on the A's as he throws his first ball, count 1-2. Not allowed a run or any run in his last 6 innings pitched. 1-2. Fouled away by Tanaka. We'll do it again. Tanaka 0 for 1 on the day. Kanai coming off of one of the best relief outings we've seen all year. 2 innings pitched against the Jacks. 1 hit allowed, earned the save, walked 1, struck out 5 of the 8 batters that he faced. 1-2, fisted high in the air on a jam shot out to A.J. Pollock, who takes a couple steps in to make the grab for the second out. And Kanai is running smoothly on the mound there, 2 away to bring up Carter Davis.
And we talked about some of the guys on the offensive side that have had quiet seasons between Jones and Porter and Kanai. I kind of feel the same way for him on the mound. Really quiet on the mound, but boy, he has really been one of the better relief pitchers here in all of the California Winter League. Between him and then the 2 guys on the other side offensively, they've all been really quiet, but they've done their jobs and they've been efficient and effective.
And Kanai leads the league in saves with 2 as the first pitch to Davis misses outside, 1-0. 1-1 his record on the year. In 14 relief appearances, he is an ERA of 1.83, 24 strikeouts in 27 in the third innings now. As he has already got 2 outs in this contest and 2 balls to Carter Davis, 2-0 count to him. Allows just 1 hit per inning, still has single-digit walks though, 8 in those 27 and third innings, and that is a little over 3 full games. That one's grounded sharply right up the middle. Carter Davis swinging a hot bat. He has hits in each of his last 2 games. He's 2 for 3 today. Or 2 for 2 today, excuse me.
Pretty good piece of hitting there from Davis, shooting it right back up the middle, but it's going to take a lot more than that at this point. Down by 9 runs, you really need extra base hits at this point. And again, when we're just playing 7 innings, the time is a ticking, so they really need to string a couple of extra base hits together.
2-out base hit. Gets Nieva to pop this one up, does Kanai, and that's going to fall foul in the Chill bullpen. 0-1 count to Nieva, who struck out on 3 pitches back in the second. It looks like it's Lenny Peters who's getting some throws in the Chill bullpen, the Curacao native from the capital of Curacao, Willemstad. And like pretty much anyone else I know in Curacao, it's big baseball. It's a big baseball country. And multilingual is Lenny Peters, just misses inside to Brandon Nieva, count 1-1. Heard Peters speaking Spanish to Juan Martinez early in the game, and we had a Curacao native, Edmund American, on the South Bend Cubs where I worked this past season, and he spoke 4 languages.
Yeah, I always see Curacao representing in the Little League World Series, good baseball culture there. Really, it's been really cool to see, how many different countries that we've seen represented here at the CWL.
7 to be exact, as we have 2 different countries represented on the mound, and it's Japan winning the battle over Argentina. Hakuto Kanai gets Nieva to go, checks his swing, and goes around. So strike 3, swinging, 10 off the 4th inning. The Grizzly leave a runner stranded, unable to get one home though. 10-1 Chill heading into the 5th. Pinho will lead off the inning for the Chill, who was rolled over for the third time this game, as Fujisawa pumps in a fastball, just missing high. Count is 1-0. Ho's been on base the last 2 times, and he's riding a bit of a hot streak as of late. He has singled, driven in a run, and walked so far today. Broadcaster's jinx appears to be in the cards. That one has popped up to second base. Looks like we have a new second baseman. It's Jacob McGinnis on the bags for the Grizzly, so we may have some more changes. Tanaka remains at third. It looks like Daisuke Fukuda is in the game at short. Jacob McGinnis, second baseman. And that changes for the Grizzly. So just the middle infield, as Kazuya Ohita will step up to the plate as he grounds this one foul into the empty bullpen of the Grizzly. 0-1 count to him. So Yeva and Israel's days are likely done. It's an 0-1 count to Kazuya Ohita, who walked and struck out in his 2 plate appearances. He's 0 for 1. Inside, that gets him on the helmet. Helmet falls down over his face. Ohita appears to be completely fine. Maybe got his bell rung a little bit, but making a slow walk over to first.
Scary sight there, as we've now seen just everybody getting plunked in this game seemingly, and Grizzly woes continue on the mound as they have struggled between Fujisawa as well as Mitchell Sanger not getting the game that they would have hoped for in a pivotal game at that. Playoff implications on the line. At this point, they're just trying to salvage anything left here.
So Ohita walks right back to the dugout, and Lenny Peters will run for him on first base as Garcia attacks the first pitch but knocks it foul. Count is 0-1. And it doesn't look like you should with a 9-run lead. 2 on count, 2 outs and 1 out away from holding the Chill scoreless for the first time, and that might be it there. Hit into the gap, high in the air. Is anyone going to get there? A diving play. Oh, and Christian Bonsky! What a catch to end off the inning. A diving stop in the outfield, and Busby with another absolute web gem to finish off this 5th inning. So no runs come home. Busby getting up slowly. I think he just couldn't believe he made that grab. The score remains 10-1 heading into the bottom of the 5th. So some defensive changes for Hokuto Kanai and the Palm Springs Chill, as Anthony Mcdougall is up. First pitch to him is right over the plate, but low. Count 1-0 to the Grizzly right fielder. Carlos Lenos in for Xiao Pinho at second base. Lenny Peters will remain in the game at shortstop after pinch running for Kazuya Okita. Next pitch in for a strike to Mcdougall, count 1-1. Justin Van Wagenen moves to first base, and that probably means that Swanji Peng will be the new designated hitter, and Josh Hines just caught that ball 2 from Hokuto Kanai after Devin Fisher ended that last inning with looked like it could have been a double, but a diving play from Christian Busby definitely saved another run. Wave and a miss, strike 2, way out in front of that breaking ball from Kanai, and that submarine slider, always difficult to read. As Nick Kreutzer appears to be warming up in the Grizzly bullpen. The 2-2 pitch from Kanai comes in, wave and a whiff, strike 3. Anthony Mcdougall could not handle the fastball. Not a lot of speed, but enough on the location. Second strikeout of the game for Kanai here in the bottom of the third.
Kanai continues to just be deceiving. Not a whole lot of velocity coming from that sidewinder angle, but just enough to deceive Mcdougall there. Another strikeout swinging, and Kanai again just working really quietly but efficiently here and keeping the Grizzly at just 1 run back in the first. They have put up a bunch of goose eggs here as of late. Just struggling here in a pretty pivotal game, but just not enough firepower offensively.
And there's Christian Busby, who provided the defensive equivalent of firepower in that last inning. Popped this one down the first base line foul. Van Wagenen giving chase, but that ball bounces out of play and into the stands. Count is now 0-2.
Yeah, and Busby, he's really kind of emerged as of late. I feel like he's been playing really good baseball in the last week. Real good defensive center fielder as shown in the last half frame, and he's already put the ball in play pretty hard 2 times up so far with a single to show for it and a run scored.
So 0-2 count. Kanai deals, hit on the ground right to third, fielded on a trio of hops by Gavin Jones across the field to first for out number 2. Jones making that look easy. And that will bring up Daisuke Fukuda, who came in for Israel and had defense in the last inning. And now we'll make the first plate appearance of the night.
Number 14, Daisuke Fukuda.
So Israel finishes the day 0-2 with a strikeout and a fly. Fukuda, against his fellow countryman Hokuto Kanai, steps in and swings at the first pitch, fielded on the ground by Jones at third. Dropping into the first base bag is Justin Van Wagenen, so he will get the error there. And a 2-out base runner in Daisuke Fukuda after the first error of the game for the Chill.
Yeah. No, he missed the ball at first. He pulled him off the bag. No, he had it in his glove, bro. It popped out.
So another new batter coming up. It's Nick Kreutzer.
Now batting for the Grizzly.
Take over for Sean Lawler at the DH spot.
No, it's not Kreutzer.
Oh no, that's still Sean Lawler. I looked like I saw 38.
Correction, Sean Lawler.
Lawler sends the first pitch down the first base line and foul. Count 0-1. Kreutzer still in the bullpen warming up. And Lawler has an 0-1 count. 1-2 on the day is Lawler. He's got a runner on as that one sliced high in the air down the left field line into the bullpen of the Grizzly. So another foul ball there. 0-2 the count as Lawler goes opposite way. Lawler, another guy with a little bit of injury trouble earlier. Good to see him back. It's his second game back from an injury that he sustained earlier in the week. Came out of the game on a non-contact injury on his throwing arm, but doesn't appear to be much of a problem as he spits on a breaking ball, count 1-2. And a guy that Kanai reminds me of that I just thought of is Tyler Rogers, another kind of submarine guy for the San Francisco Giants. One of their better relievers in their best record season. That is sharply hit up the middle, off Kanai's leg into the glove of Lenny Peters, who tags the bag. Score that a 1-6 putout on the fielder's choice to end off the inning. So the error does not end up hurting the Chill. They are cruising here. Still no runs scored for the Grizzlies since the first, and it's 10-1 heading into the sixth. good. So Tyler Bonsky leading off, scheduled to be subbed out for Chandler Palias, but it looks like he's remaining in the game for his last at bat. As Bonsky slices this one foul, 0-2 the count to him as Nick Kreutzer, the first baseman, USPBL alum, looking to get another contract back there. He is on the mound for his second time. Or his third time, actually. 2 2/3 innings pitch as that one misses low to Bonsky. Count now 1-2. 2 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 5 earned runs on 9 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And he has a 1-2 count on Tyler Bonsky. So the day done for Takuro Fujisawa, who pitched an inning and 2/3 with that 4th inning rolling over on him. Walked 1, and that one inside on Bonsky, just missed hitting his shoulder. Down he was up at 2-2. 2 hits allowed, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, and struck out just 1 batter. Hit in the air, down the left field line. That could be trouble. Bonsky speeding around first base, fielded cleanly by the left fielder Russ. Fires to the cutoff man. No throw to second, though, as Bonsky stands up with a leadoff double.
Good double there from Bonsky. Just thinking 2 out of the box. He didn't hesitate at all. Good round at first base and good wheels in those long strides from the right fielder. Easily cruises into second base there.
Number 29.
Bonsky, he will stay on the field running. Chandler Palias is now on deck. So it looks like he may replace Blake Porter. A.J. Pollock will remain in the game, though. And we might see some fielding changes in the bottom half of the 6th inning, but A.J. Pollock remains in the lineup. And he's got a chance to do even more damage. 2 RBI triples in each of his last 2 at-bats as Kreutzer sends in the first pitch, a strike on the outside corner to Pollock. Pollock's got a runner in scoring position. Bonsky's got good speed, so a single in the right spot in the outfield could be all he needs.
Both of those triples going the opposite field as well, so Pollock sticking with that approach, trying to shoot the ball the other way.
That one is drilled high in the air out to center field. Not a difficult play for Busby. Takes a couple steps back to make the grab. Tagging up on the out is Bonsky. So the runner goes to third base as Pollock is retired for the first time. And that will bring up Chandler Palias. Outfield position he goes in.
Number 2.
Likely
Chandler Palias.
left, though he has played most of the season out in right field.
Again, Pollock there thinking middle away as he tried to drive that ball to center field. You can tell Pollock has definitely seen the ball pretty well today with his approach and his ability to hit the ball up the middle into center field as well as the opposite direction with some authority behind it.
And Palias, a solid contact hitter, great speed on the base paths as well. He is 9 for 37 at the plate, though, as he swings and misses at a high fastball, count even at 1-1. 1 out, 1 runner on. Tyler Bonsky 90 feet from home plate on third. Kreutzer, the right-hander, from the stretch, deals. Sliced foul. Back over the press box here, and the count 1-2 to Chandler Palias. A lot of position players need to be pitching here in the California Winter League. Kreutzer shown the ability to get some strikeouts, as 2 in his 2 2/3 innings. The pitch. Just missing on the outside. Count evens up at 2-2 to Palias.
One of those position guys, too, that's actually pitched fairly efficiently has been Eddie McCabe for the A's. He just kind of goes in there, lobs it in there, and guys just get themselves out.
McCabe, Walker Paz getting clutch wins for the A's on the mound. That one going directly behind the plate, landing by the front entrance as Palias fouls off another 2-2 pitch.
I think that scampered all the way down the tunnel there. But yeah, Eddie McCabe, one of those guys, he's come in a few times and he's just up there lobbing in strikes, but shows you how efficient you can be if you just put the ball in the strike zone.
So 2-2 pitch again, sliced again, foul. Chandler Palias, a solid defensive at bat, 3 straight pitches fouled off, and the count remains 2-2. Kreutzer, a guy who always looks pretty unfazed, but 3 straight fouls can always get under a pitcher's skin. The 2-2 once again. And another foul ball. Make that 4 straight balls fouled by Pallius. As Thomas Incavillo is going to come out and give the home plate umpire a couple of new baseballs as we're hoping some fans exchange that for a bag of popcorn. It's great popcorn.
Yeah, pretty good. Nice little butter action to it. Nice, lightly salted, just the way you draw it up.
The 2-2 pitch. This one's fair. Hit the other way by Pallius, making the run, making the dive unsuccessfully as D.C. Russ. That'll go in for a stand-up double by Chandler Pallius. Bonsky comes home on the RBI, walking. So 4 straight fouls and then 1 opposite field double for Chandler Pallius. He replaces Bonsky on second base, and the Chill have a double-digit lead, 11-1, the biggest deficit we've seen so far in the Cal Winter League.
Yeah, and at this point, if you're the Grizzly, this is pretty much just a wash. You're just trying to get out of this frame, really just get out of this game in general, and just look ahead to what's next.
The Chill showing how important that playoffs means to them. They are absolutely piling it on the Alberta Grizzly right now as Gavin Jones takes the inside pitch for ball 1. High fastball, ball 2. As Pallius dancing around on second base. Kreutzer laser focused on the hitter, but has to take a couple glances at the speedy Pallius. There he does there and fires the fastball in there for strike 1. 2 on the count to Gavin Jones. Jones has reached base all 3 times he's been at the plate in 3 different right ways, but no hits. A hit by pitch, walk, and an error, as that one is fouled deep down the right field line and lands in the batting cages. Count squared up at 2-2.
And it looks like the Chill are probably going to go on to win this one, obviously, and that would put Juan Martinez in line for the start against the Canada A's. And so far for Martinez against the A's, he's started against them 2 times. He's won both of those decisions, 6 innings of work in his latest outing against the A's where he struck out 6, and all the way back on opening day, he also got a win against them in that one.
Payoff pitch sliced high in the air down the right field line. Mcdougall hat flying off on the run, but the ball lands foul, and we will do it all again. So a couple of good defensive at-bats in a row for the Palm Springs Chill as the runners return to their bases. But you know Yogi Berra says it ain't over till it's over. Even with 10 runs and just 2 innings of hitting left for the Grizzly. We have seen higher scoring innings than 5, a pair of 7-run innings in one of yesterday's games. So you never know. Kreutzer, the payoff pitch. This one hit sharply high in the air into the gap in right center field, but Mcdougall tracked and makes the grab. Just a couple of steps in front of the warning track. Pallius tags, goes to third. The cutoff throw is bobbled, but Pallius is standing pat on third base. So 2 away with a runner on third base now for Justin Van Weigerden.
And I think I actually probably spoke a little too soon there, Josh. Martinez normally would have been in line because I was thinking about how Galindo started yesterday, but Galindo only went 1 inning yesterday in his start, and Martinez actually ended up going 4 innings in relief yesterday. So I believe it would actually probably be Galindo back on the mound tomorrow. We'll see how that develops.
So first pitch misses to Justin Van Weigerden after an 0-for-2 day with a run scored from Swanji Peng. And that one misses outside. Count is now 2-0. Now the Commissioner's Cup, between the 2 last place teams, the Grizzly have secured their spot there. 5-8-1, maybe 5-9-1 after this game. They'll play the A's in that one. As that one misses low, or no, it just catches the low part of the zone. Count 2-1 to Van Weigerden now. Van Weigerden, just 12 at-bats on the year, 1 for 12. He has walked and been hit by a pitch once, as that one is swung and missed. Count evens up at 2-2. So deuce is wild for Van Weigerden, a personal trainer when he is not on the field playing baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on third. Inside, and that is going to run the count full once again. So 2 straight full counts for Nick Kreutzer and the Palm Springs Chill. Jones fouled it off in the last, flied out in the last time, and now Van Weigerden wants to do something. Payoff pitch, hit on the ground, off the glove of Kreutzer. Running to grab it is McGinnis. Scoops and fires, and that is out. for Van Weiderden. So score that a 1-4-3 to end off the inning. Once again, the Chill put a run home, bring their lead up to double digits. We are through 5.5 here, 11-1 the lead for the Palm Springs Chill. DC Russ with two nearly identical at-bats in his first two trips to the plate. He's going to lead off this bottom of the sixth inning against Akudo Kanai. As Kanai sent the first pitch, just going to miss outside, ball one. A 1-1 and a 2-1 count. Russ flew out to A.J. Pollock out in center field. In each of his two previous plate appearances, breaking ball just missing inside, count 2-0. Akudo Kanai now back for his third inning of work. Two scoreless innings, just one hit allowed to the Grizzlies so far. That misses low, count 3-0. Would be the first walk allowed by Chill pitching, and just shows how dominant they have been all game long. 3-0 pitch, get me over fastball, gets over the plate. Count is now 3-1. And you see, I think that's Yu Sato or Kunimasa Suzuki in the stands. That one gets through the glove of Gavin Jones. So an error on the Chill third baseman, and DC Ross reaches base for the first time.
Hit it pretty hard there, and Jones ranging to his left just a tad, and the ball looked like it almost kind of hit that lip and just stayed down on him. He was expecting a higher hop there, but in turn he gets the really low skipping one, and under the glove it goes for the error.
So that is just the second error and the second straight inning now for the Chill. They've got two errors on the game so far, and Cole Rankin, who has an RBI single, responsible for the only run, is 1 for 2 on the day. Now it's got a runner on first with good speed in DC Russ. Russ dancing around on the bag. Rankin taking strike one as that catches the knees of Rankin. Rankin, a big guy with a whole lot of pop in his bat. Just 5 for 31 on the season as Russ steals second easily. Not even bothering to throw there was the catcher Josh Hines. So a stolen base for DC Russ. That is the second time he has swiped a bag this season.
Yeah, you got
looking Russ back to second.
He got that secondary, and Fisher had no chance. I mean, he was halfway to second by the time the pitch crossed the plate.
Hit on the ground, right to the third baseman in the shift, and Gavin Jones firing first base after it looks Russ back to second, one away.
Gavin Jones, you make the error, and what does the baseball always do? It always finds you for another opportunity, and that time Jones cleans it up on the clean play there, showing off the arm a little bit.
And something Jones is very good at is traveling, especially on second base. When the ball's hit to that side, he looks just long enough that he's still able to refocus and send the ball home. On plays like that, we've seen him do that time and time again this season as Travis Tanaka looks at the first pitch, a high breaking ball, count 0-1. So one away One runner in scoring position for the Grizzly. Swing and a miss, strike two. Tanaka tried to check his swing, but began that thought process just a little bit too late. And I was getting at, I think that's Kunimasa Suzuki out in the bleachers doing some extra film for Hakuto Kanai as Tanaka slices this one high in the air down the right field line into shallow right, and that falls right in between Bonsky and Van Weigerden. So Russ will not move on the bloop single, as that one just falls into no man's land, and now there are two on with one out.
Just well placed there. Bonsky had way too far of a run to even have a chance at it. Just kind of out in no man's land there. Pretty good base running from DC Russ to hold up at second and not try to push the envelope there. So heads up base running at second base by him.
He's got speed, but Bonsky has the arm of a pitcher. We've already seen him in relief a couple of times. That pitch misses outside to Carter Davis, 1-0. So did not want to test the arm of Tyler Bonsky, and that's smart, because the Grizzly need to scratch some runs across if they've got a hope of getting back into this game. Another pitch on the outside corner. This time it settles in there for strike one. 1-1 the count to Davis. Two singles on the day, so he's 2 for 2. 3 hits in each of his last 3 plate appearances. Hit on the ground to short to third. That's going to end his streak. Jones on a second for 1. Lenos, the high throw, pulls Van Weigerden off the bag. So the double play will not occur, and it's a fielder's choice for Carter Davis.
Yeah, and if we were playing Major League Baseball, they'd probably have the double play, as sliding into second there was Tanaka, and he went in really aggressively. He didn't go in spikes high, but did run into Peters over there, and it kind of hurt Peters' chance to make the double play turn. And normally that would be an out if we were playing on the bigger stage, but here we get some good old-fashioned hardball as he breaks up the double play at second base.
So Carlos Lenos will not be charged with an error, and a pinch hitter in Jacob McGinnis, who came in at second base back in the 5th inning. He will hit for Brandon Nieva here, as first pitch to him gets the outside corner for strike 1.
Misspoke there. I think I said Peters. It was Lenos. You are correct.
So 0-1 to McGinnis as Kanai settles himself back on the mound, kicks around some dirt, gets his foot on the rubber in his stretch. The submarine pitch deals, miss outside, count 1-1. Jacob McGinnis, 2 for 18 on the season, 3 runs scored, but 10 strikeouts. And now 1-1 count with 2 outs. Outside again, Kanai looking to make McGinnis chase. He does not. Count 2-1 to him. So DC Russ is on third on the fielder's choice. On first is Carter Davis. 2-1. Hit foul. Just smoked back to the backstop. That'll square up the count at 2-2.
Really defensive swing there from McGinnis. Just trying to extend the inning a little bit further and trying to scratch anything across at this plate, or at this point, just to give them any signs of hope, as this game is far out of reach, but they'll take any runs that they can get here late in the game.
Deuce is wild on the board. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count. And number 22 fires in the pitch inside, and that'll make the count full.
So at first base, that'll be Carter Davis. He'll be running on this pitch with the full count and 2 outs.
Payoff pitch coming from Kanai. Checks on Russ at third base. Fires it in there, just missing the inside corner, and Jacob McGinnis walks to load up the bases for Anthony Mcdougall.
Mcdougall has been swinging a decent bat as of late. He's been playing pretty good third base as well. See what he can do. He did strike out swinging his first time around. That was back in the 5th, or his last time up, I should say. First time around, he also struck out swinging, so 2 strikeouts. He's trying to rebound here with the bases juiced.
And here's another pitch swinging. Kanai keeping Mcdougall guessing with a low breaking ball. Mcdougall swings right through it. Count 0-1. Still bases loaded. And now 0-2 count to McDougall as Kenai pounding the zone against the right fielder. And it's quickly an 0-2 count. Kenai looking for a 3-pitch strikeout. He deals. Fouled away, and this time McDougall puts some wood on it. 0-2 the count. Nick Kreutzer appears to be waiting in the on-deck circle. It's Christian Busby's turn to hit. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Grizzly load up the bases but can't bring anyone home. Udo Kenai slams the door with that strike 3 slider to keep the lead at 10. So no runs, 1 hit, and the Grizzly leave them loaded at the end of 6 innings. Palm Springs, a big 11-1 lead. So Nick Kreutzer will remain on the mound for the Grizzly. He will face a relatively new duo. Carlos Lenos, Lenny Peters, and then it should be Vince Garcia remaining as the DH as Lenos takes the first pitch for strike 1. Lenos 1 for 10 on the year as he swings at strike 2. Kreutzer working quickly on the chill second baseman, and Lenos appears to be stretching out his knee. No limp as he gets to the plate, so he should be fine to continue the at-bat. As both bullpens are clean, so it should be Kreutzer and Kenai in the second inning, as that one is softly fouled on a pop-up behind the plate, and running into the fence is Carter Davis. The count remains 0-2.
Grizzly really just trying to get out of this game. You can just tell by the body language in general. They're really just trying to get off the field and put this one behind them, move into the playoffs. Obviously, they didn't get the starting effort that they would have wanted on the mound between Sanger and Fujisawa. They would have liked to have made it a more competitive game right from the start, but a good one from McCoy to silence the bats, and really just no momentum from both the mound to the offense for the Grizzly. They haven't really been able to show any signs of life in this game.
So that one fouled away. And here's the pitch. Out, just catching the outside corner. 3 straight foul balls from Lenos, all for naught, as Nick Kreutzer gets his first strikeout of the day, 3rd on the season for out number 1.
Kreutzer just in there to try and pump away the strike zone and let these guys get themselves out. And there he freezes up Lenos, and what might have been outside just a little bit, but he gets the call nonetheless.
So 1 gone now in the 7th, and that is drilled deep down the left field line by Lenny Peters. If it's fair, it is just fouled, hitting off the middle of the wall. So a loud strike 1 from Lenny Peters.
Yeah, boy, he crushed that ball, and Lenny Peters, not a big frame for the wiry righty. And boy, he still found enough pop in that one, carrying it all the way down there, like you mentioned. 350 down the lines here at Palm Springs Stadium, so it takes a lot of muscle to put one out to dead away left or dead away right field.
Muscle that he certainly did. So an 0-1 pitch, followed up by a high fastball from Kreutzer. Count is 1-1. And man, that was just drilled by Peters still. So 1-1 the count. And that's in there for strike 2. Kreutzer has shored up his command in this inning. 2 consecutive 2-strike counts. 1-2. Looked into the glove by Peters. 2-2 the count. And that one, the breaking ball, misses low. On deck is still Vince Garcia. He stayed at the DH spot, and that's outside again, but Davis frames it. That catches the outside corner. 2 straight strikeouts, both guys down looking for Kreutzer, and there's 2 away.
I probably have to agree with Peters there. That looked a little bit outside, but again, they're just trying to move this game on. So honestly, obviously Peters doesn't want to see that happen and get that call, but at the end of the day, these calls are probably benefiting both of these teams, as we've just gotten really late into the game here, and the umpire trying to move the game along and pretty much just seal the deal on this thing.
So Vince Garcia waves and misses at strike 1 with 2 away. Kreutzer getting first pitch strikes on every at-bat so far today. Or so far in this inning, I should say. And he gets a swinging strike 2. Garcia way behind that breaking ball there. And the count is now down to 0-2. 0-2 pitch, wave and a whiff, strike 3. Nick Kreutzer striking out the side. And the Grizzly have last licks coming up. A 1-2-3 inning, all on strikeouts. And the Grizzly have 10 runs to make up in the bottom of the 7th. So a new pitcher in many different ways for the Chill. First outing we've seen from the catcher, Josh Hines. Devin Fisher back behind the plate. And the pitcher, Nick Kreutzer, coming up to the plate. He offers at Hines' first pitch, 0-1 the count. So Kreutzer hitting in Busby's spot and taking a look at an outside fastball that gets in there for strike 2. So the book closed on Hakuto Kanai. He had a great outing. Just 1 walk and 2 base hits allowed as Kreutzer fouls that one away. Count remains 0-2. 3 strikeouts for Kanai, 2 hits, 1 walk, and no runs allowed. And a great 3 innings of relief, and now Hines, with a 10-run cushion, gets his first appearance on the hill. Curveball gets in there, but just misses for ball 1, so 1-2 the count to Kreutzer. It looks like it's Busby and Fukuda. Yeah, another strange switch of the lineup as Kreutzer takes a look at a breaking ball, but that gets in there for strike 3. So called strikeout in the first batter faced by Josh Hines. Not too shabby. And now the lineup changing again for Incaviglia and the Grizzlies. So it's Christian Busby, the center fielder, back in the leadoff spot, now in the 2 spot in the 7th inning. And Daisuke Fukuda should be batting for Lawler after him. Another strike pumped in there by Josh Hines, 0-1 the count. He's now throwing 6 pitches, or 5 pitches, 4 for strikes. There's a ball, almost hit Busby as he dodges that one. Count is now 1-1. So Busby in a leadoff spot was 1 for 3, scored the only run of the game back in the first inning for the Grizzly. Inside again, count 2-1. Out on a fielder's choice, and out on a ground ball to Gavin Jones at third in his last 2 at-bats. The 1-1. Hit off the end of the bat into the air in shallow right field. On the run is Bonsky, who will make the grab for out number 2. As I never really announced that Chandler Pally has moved out to left field to replace Blake Porter, line for line. So 2 away now. Daisuke Fukuda.
Shortstop.
Make his second plate appearance. He's missed on the air by Justin Van Weigerden at first base in his last time up. And he swings on the first pitch, gets it into the outfield for a base hit. So Daisuke Fukuda attacking the first pitch once again, and he is the first base runner for the Grizzly here in the 7th inning, and that will bring up a pinch hitter in Alex Littman, who's batting for D.C. Russ.
Now batting for the Grizzlies, number 11.
Littman and I looking for a contract here. Anytime I talk baseball with him, that seems to be the goal, as Fukuda takes second base unimpeded on the breaking ball, ball 1 to Littman. So a stolen base for Daisuke Fukuda. And a 1-0 count to Littman, make that 2-0 as the fastball misses high. After Hines got the first 2 outs, looking to close down the Grizzly lineup here. Fukuda now has 5 stolen bases on the season. 2-0 pitch to Littman, runs inside. He crowded the plate a little bit, but it's a 3-0 count now with D.C. Russ waiting in the batter's box. 3-0 pitch. Get me over fastball, makes it strike 1, so a 3-1 count to Littman. Littman 3 for 24 on the season, 2 walks, and there's a curveball. Just high, ball 4. So the out-of-order lineup continues from Thomas Incaviglia as D.C. Russ, who was just hit for by Alex Littman, is replacing Cole Rankin, who is in the on-deck circle now. So D.C. Russ takes the first pitch.
Now batting for the Grizzlies,
4 strike 1. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Russ 0 for 3, reached on an error his last time up, and now is down to the final strike. 0-2 on it as Russ chases a fastball past the outside corner. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted high in the air. Not a difficult run for Pollock. He camps under it and makes the grab with one hand, and that will do it for the ball game. The score stays at 11-1. A resounding victory by the Palm Springs Chill. The starters get the decision. Mitchell Sanger with the loss. Corby McCoy with the win. McCoy increasing his record to 2-2. While Mitchell Sanger, the big left-hander, Schomburg Plymouth, his record is down to 1-2. So with this victory, the Palm Springs Chill evened up the series against the Grizzly and stayed strong at the third seed. With a winning record in the California Major League and locked up the third seed in the upcoming playoffs. They finished the regular season with a record of 8-7. The Grizzly followed their fifth straight time, a record of 5-9-1. They are locked in at the fifth seed, all playing the Commissioner's Cup.
So not the competitive matchup that we were hoping for, obviously, Josh. We thought that we were going to get hopefully a pretty competitive one between two good starting pitchers as far as their stuff was concerned, but Mitchell Sanger just coming out not feeling comfortable overall and really was just hitting guys right from the get-go, allowing free passes, and the Chill really didn't have to work very hard for this one. They pretty much were just handed to them from the Grizzly. The pitching staff just not really showing up today, not a very complete game from them at all. The Chill, on the other hand, a couple of bright spots between Pollock, who played a pretty good center field, backed that up with 2 triples. He was also hit by a pitch. They also get some good production from Tyler Bonsky at the top. He had a single and a double, and Blake Porter and Chandler Palias filling in that 3-hole. Hit by pitch, a walk, and a double. So they got some good production on the offensive side for the Chill, but again, the Grizzly pretty much just handing this one to them. And the Chill will have a pretty good route here in the playoffs as they'll have to face the last place A's, so they'll probably get a good start in Galindo if I had to guess tomorrow in that one. We'll see what happens as that develops along, but the Chill in a good spot playing the A's now.
So the Chill rise up to 8-7, end off the regular season on a hot streak. 4 straight victories for the Palm Springs Chill. And that will finish off the regular season for them, but still one more game left in the regular season. In the finale, in about half an hour, the top 2 teams in the league go head-to-head once again. The British Columbia Bombers take on the Palm Springs Power. I'll be sliding over to color. Andres Tejeda will join me as play-by-play. So an 11-1 victory for the Chill. The playoff seeds are locked in. We'll tell you more about it once you tune in to our upcoming broadcast as the games of the regular season will finish up in just half an hour. For Mitch Questioner, I'm Josh Thurber. We want to thank you guys for tuning in all regular season long and hope you'll stick with us for the playoffs. Enjoy your afternoon, and we'll see you with more California Winter League baseball coming up in just half an hour.
Whitman came in?